They think the war is happening in one place, but it's happening in multiple places. They're not paying attention. Wake up, bitch. The beginning of the end? I don't know. But the petrodollar is not looking that good right now. Here's a breaking news. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Look at what the headline says. The headline reads, Saudi Arabia considers accepting yuan, the Chinese yuan, instead of dollars for Chinese oil sales. Talks between Riyadh and Beijing have accelerated as the Saudi unhappiness grows with Washington. So this is extraordinary. This is very significant. And again, for some of you, this might be very obvious why this matters. And of course, this is related to Ukraine. But I'm going to explain it anyway. I'm going to lay down the basics so there's no illusions as to what's going on. So at the end of World War II, towards the end of World War II, there was a meeting famously known as Bretton Woods, right? And they decided on creating the IMF, and more importantly, they pegged the US dollar to the gold standard, right? So the US dollar became the most important currency on the planet, right? It increased US hegemony and monetary hegemony. It established US monetary hegemony because right now, today in 2022, about 50% of all transactions in the globe are conducted in US dollars. And of course, that lasted for a couple of decades, Bretton Woods. And then in the 70s, Nixon, the former US president, he took the US dollar off the gold standard. And then he made a deal with the Saudis. And he created de facto what is known as the petrodollar. Okay, what does that mean? It means the U.S. dollar would be backed by oil, by Saudi Arabian oil. So the Saudis, who are the world's largest oil exporter at the time, and now they're second behind the U.S. Although I should say producer, because the U.S. is not a net exporter. But in any case, Saudi Arabia, being a major oil exporter, would only sell oil in US dollars. So the fact that you could only buy oil in US dollars just gave the US dollar that value, right? And so based off of that, the United States has accumulated outrageous debt, right? Because they say, we're good for it. We're good for it. Look, we're the United States. We got dollars, baby. And it's backed by oil. And before it was backed by gold, right? But now it's oil, black gold. And so this is a big shock because the deal was the Saudis only sell oil in US dollars, and in exchange, the US will provide security for them. Security, right? That includes, of course,